Voice chat knows. What stock is that again? Welcome to Read the Room with Unc. What is up, everybody? This is Unc with this week's Read the Room. Coming off another one of those news weeks. Surprisingly good week, especially with the CPI coming out in the middle of the week. Uncertainty usually hasn't been good for the market, especially recently. So to see pretty uncertain lead up to CPI kind of hold levels and then continue on after was a real good sign. Um, Normally, I don't like to toot the horn as much, um, unless it's just in main chat. But I'm gonna point out I had to take off 9 of these this week from this list right here. Jivo's gone. CCL's gone, Apron's gone, Sizu's gone, Can's gone, Matterport's gone, VORB's gone, ChargePoint's gone, and all of those, except for one or two of them, are because we made crazy moves off the levels. Jivo's probably a really good example. That 310, um, pull it up here. I know we normally don't do too much review, but if you look at this 310, it's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So we opened up here. We opened up here Monday, came right down on our 310 in ER, and then took off from there. And that's pretty much the plays I'm looking for. Why these levels to me are important. And you can do that with darn near any one of the ones. CCL is another good example. $8 or $9 channel 2 weeks ago. Just let it get out of the zone. And same thing, we were down here 2 weeks ago on this channel. Once we get out the zone, we kind of filter back. So I hope you guys are slowly picking up um, exactly what I'm doing here because, man, these have been really, really, really good. Everything from Can, Apron, ChargePoint, Matterport, all did really, really well last week. And enough of that. Let's just hop right into this week. We'll touch base a little bit um, where we are. Kind of talked about it in voice chat. I do want to bring it over here for the people that don't catch all of voice. But how me and the professor pretty much have nailed the market the last 5 months in terms of direction and overview. We were probably the only ones to talk about May lows. Um, Come June and July, talking about is that the bottom. 2 weeks ago, we were talking about is the bottom in and will we get the bull market back? So just watching that evolve and us kind of staying maybe not 100 steps in front of the market, but we're definitely a few steps in front of the market. I think that is one of those valuable assets that we bring. So currently, we both kind of see the mix of all the worlds, and we touched base a lot on that on voice. Um, Also, um, still in that environment of the ones that aren't the bigger names still can get up off the floor. But yeah, all that stuff I really like. So enough of me rambling here. I've done wasted the first 3 minutes of this. Um, we'll have a little bit of EDU after the notes. Not necessarily EDU. I just want to go over the scans and the screeners of what I built this week, what I'm looking at, and why I added those this week. So yeah, let's get on it. I think we have 7 repeats, so they will be pretty quick since most of them are just continuation. Start off with old Baba, 87 current floor with 101 top of the channel. Updates 90 psych and trend holding well. News sends this. I still kind of feel confident in that. Hold on, let me get my things on the bottom here. 2 seconds. I'm still kind of feel confident that news will send this bad guy. Just in this zone, you can see it more on the weekly down here. Talked a little bit about this invoice as well as charts that kind of are trading sideways. You don't know when they're going to get up, but if they have enough range, 100, 200% from the bottom, something you should definitely keep an eye on, or maybe get a position that you can handle the risk in. If 100 shares works for you or 10 shares works for you, you got to kind of know that. Again, looking for 90 to hold here. If you go to the lower time frames, we kind of get in that dip, but 90 is kind of the floor for me. Top of the channel 101, just like the setup here still. Gold, sector, and volume profile play. 15.5 to 1884 channel. Gold 1800 is our candle. Same note, our entry at 1550 is looking good. Slower of the plays. Kind of talked probably 2 weeks ago about how we were more going to be set up for swing trading. Totally see it on the daily. Totally see it on the weekly. This is what I'm talking about here. How'd those charts get so off? This is what I'm talking about here. I called this last week or 2 weeks ago, excuse me. So just catching this 1550 bottom now. Seeing what we do in the range. If you're already in it, continue to play it. If you're not in it, manage your trade so that risk isn't, so the 1550 risk doesn't kill you, and that's so you can continue to add if we do check back. Gold's right there though at 1800 right now, so it's a matter of time in my opinion. Intel, bottom bounce here, 35, 37, 55 channel should decide direction this week, like 35 long term. Same note, scale and update, still in our zone, it's still Intel. Sideways chart a little bit, not a bad thing, especially if you look at here. Bottom of the zone sideways chart. CHIPS Act was passed. I think that'll help these guys out a little bit. Did get a dip, CPI dip here. But I just like this here long term. If you zoom out on anything, Intel looks like it's falling off a cliff. So that buy when you're sad. Party City, weekly too good to take off. ER was good. Still like the range that this has back to 3. 135 is definitely our RTL. So if we check out Party City real quick, yeah, you can see it's just eating up that 130 line. Let's even take you in here on the day. Let me grab a 10-day here real quick. Sorry about that. Bam. Yeah, you can see it's just eating up this line. So 1, 2, 3. You don't have to count that one. 4, 5, 6, 7. Like 7 straight days. Some stocks don't make a decision in one day. Sometimes they take a little while. But if you look at the weekly on this bad boy, I just like this right here, especially with decent ER. Yeah. AA, Divvy, day dip was 48. It wasn't 46. Off a little bit there. Still enough range of 60 from here. Weekly and daily chart, A+ for me. I also like the sector. Didn't say it with gold, but I'll say it here that metals and materials seem to be like they're going to have another round. Everything about this to me is looking really good. Just a slower play through our zone. Definitely have that confirmation off the level, which I like to see. Options and shares on this one probably just as good. Funco, ER pullback, looking for 20 to hold here with range back to 26, 27. Report was decent. Update, low volume holding. I'll wait. PR would help. I put that there because they're going to drop a PR this week. I'm trying to shot call it. Real ones know because I'll bring it up when they do. Like where we are here on the daily and the weekly, it's holding well, kind of leveling off. 20 is going to be it, level to hold. Just a little early here in my opinion. Like the company, not necessarily the product, but the company, they're really unique. Cult following, I think we talked about it last week. If you're on this, stay on this, please, because I don't think it has much downside from here. All right, last of the reoccurring plays from last week. BlackRock Coffee Club 759 channel. ER play here, like the sector and feel really beat down. Use here again, John. Has range to 14, just add, has range to 14, just add a good report. One more, this is where the new Nord starts. One more week, flipping 919 SR level. God, that was a shitty note. This is why I do read the room right here. Because sometimes my notes aren't clear and I want to talk you guys through the play. So I like the big volume here. Yeah, basically it ate this 917 line. We got the dip for ER. Shout out to guys like Pele that bought the dip. Anyone that got sub 9s did real well in this trade. But we're confirming this level. You can see it even caught it Monday. So I like how this looks with resistance, 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 flush, support, support, support. That's the theory. Plenty of room if you look on the bigger time frames. All right, new guys. Ever heard of this one before, guys? Mullen. It's not dead. It's older and it's a little frail, but I don't think it's dead. Um, 77 cents holding well. Range back to a dollar. Keep it simple here. This is a collab fine. I don't know if y'all go into collabs, but Professor brought this up. We kind of talked this whole thing out. I gave it some time, a little bit, to see where it pans out. Volume is real good, and it's holding this level well. You can see it back here after the first initial run. This is the level that held. Not this level back here when the first. I'm talking like the first. Oops, excuse me. Way off. Not this level back here, but the first level after that big run. Kind of held here, so I like it. Its baby pops off here. We'll just take a buck. Keep it real simple here. Maybe a little late on this one, but I touched on it last week that I'm gonna gamble a little bit, especially since I'm not losing too many of these. And this guy's a previous winner, so I like it. Nat, confirming our 259 level with range to 3. Nice trend on the daily, previous winner. That 50 cents is still 20% to me, so I like the setup here. We'll show you on the chart what I'm talking about. So, said a little late. Should have played this 235 here. This is probably when we should have called it. But now that we have the better part of a whole week up here holding this 260, 259 line, I just like how that looks on a previous winner. The range back to 3 is pretty simple. It was this previous high up in here. More of a psychological level, which I think holds more weight, especially if you're on lower volume. Chocolate cake, PTLO. Daily note moved to focus notes. This was up here in my notes last week. Somewhere. It was early in the week. Yeah, PTLO, right? It was somewhere in here. But yeah, one of these notes, it might have been 2 weeks ago, that turned into a daily note. A daily note that turned into a focus note. PTLO. People know. I was on this thing at IPO. 22.29 with range to 28. Like the company long term. Also, this is a Warren Buffett shout. He's got a piece of this. Again, we bounced perfectly off this level Friday. This is my ad zone. You can see the range. You can see the life of the chart. This was one of the first IPOs that kind of got a little bit of a pump. Can't see it on this time frame for some reason, but it got yeah, it's right here. It got a little bit of a pump from 19 up to like 40, and then it's kind of all been downhill. So catching it back down here, watching it confirm an actual zone with true support on volume profile. I like it a lot. Sky's the limit for me here, but I really don't have a firm target I could give you, so we're just going to go with 30 for right now, since this was kind of a IPO pump. But long term, love it. Love everything about them. Portillo's, hot dogs, Italian beef sandwiches, and chocolate cake. Chicago-based or upper Midwest company, gonna take over the world. All right, getting a little grimy here. REI, best crappy energy play. Sub 3 ads. Our line's 254. Continuation back to 4. There's another note why I do read the room. I can see how that could be confusing. So there's 254. There's our line. You see the $4 level right there. I think we are staying in this uptrend. So I don't think we get all the way back down here to this line. But I do think we can get some sub 3 dips in here. Maybe 285 or so. Even playing that back to 3 is a decent trade if you're a scalper or a momentum trader. But this does have the look that we're just going to continue this uptrend from here. So I like this. Also, energy sector kind of took a back seat. Most of them have this look where they came down to confirm a level. So I like this one of the HUSAs, the CEIs, that kind of group. All right, VRM. ER over holding too well with 275 being the last high. Like the setup. 160 is your point of control. Lots of volume here. Kind of bitter on this one because I had this before the ER. It was all in my scans, and it didn't really meet the combination. for me and Professor, so I let it go. Wild move, almost 100% move here. But we came back to the level outside of ER, so I'm trying to just kind of play that baby bounce back. Sub 2 is better, closest to as you can. I'm playing to 250. Another one, kind of keep it simple here. SPI, Solar mention, confirming 215, line from voice. ER early in the week. Solar with range back to 3. I like this setup as well. Solar's been hot. Again, this is another one. We kind of maybe missed this channel down here, but confirming our top level is not bad, especially with volume profile being 3. Big picture. This has a lot of room. But you know me, I don't get crazy with the price targets. Looking for ads as close as possible to our line here. Man, I really do 15 of these a week. Jesus. Cut it down to 10. Just playing. SVM. Trying to flip the 277 level here. Ads under that will pay. Silver sector in. That should be an uptrend. 260 seems like perfect ads. Yeah, it's just bouncing off this 277. So if you get 260, I think we're going to flip this. It has lots of range to 4. You can see the setup on the weekly. Double doji damn near on the flipping weekly. Just add volume in my opinion. Almost, I don't want to say it that way, but when you get these even candles, it looks like somebody's doing some fishy things. Any consistency like that. Check out the daily, same thing. It's popping off the level. You get the ads down here to 260. I think you're safe. And last but not least, Secret Meme Express 192 is a line, but I think 2 holds here. Weekly's flat, but daily looks good. 350 still volume profile on the 1 year. Kind of got a hunch that memes aren't finished. This one's way behind from where it should be. If you catch this 292 or close to 2, I think you're pretty safe down here. I think that would be the line in the sand. Can't really predict anything outside of I got 3 on both of my volume profiles. This just needs eyes, buyers, and a reason to be a meme again. All right, little EDU update on stuff. It's easier for me to talk to you guys than to actually write it out, so I like to use this as it. Coming out of the summit last week, kind of had some ideas and some stuff, so I made some changes. As always, you should always update your stuff, try to make it better. Kind of kicked out some stuff I wasn't using, and I added this consecutive bar up and down scan. Still really raw, but I kind of want to show you guys so you can start messing with it as well. So we'll go in here, move off, read the room, go to our personal list, up and down. So, and it's not going to populate right now. Okay, there it goes. Bam. So let's do down since there's going to be less. Lots of names on here that we're familiar with. Jesus Christ. Bumble actually is on the thing. But what this does, it looks for consecutive bars down. So I'm looking for 5 bars down on the day here. All these charts are going to have 5 bars down on the day. Should have 5. That one only has 4. So we're still working on this here. But it just finds these huge, like we're in a downtrend stocks. Likewise, on the uptrend, you get the same thing. Obviously, this list is a lot more right now. But same theory, finding stocks that are winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that have just ridiculous 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that finish higher and higher and higher each day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's counting that pullback because that's still finished higher in this bar. So that's how it's plotting red candles, if that makes sense. So I like this to kind of see overall trend. I am going to juke this a little bit. You can come in here, change the date. So you could also change this date to like the hour chart, so you can find 4 or 5 bars that are done. You can also come inside this guy. Where are we gonna go? You come inside this guy and change. Yeah, it is in here. This one's a little bit different, but you can come inside here and right here, bam. Change your bar size on your thresholds. You can change this to 3 bars, 2 bars, 10 bars, 20 bars. Depending on your time frame, because your aggregation on your time frame could be different. For me, it's a good way to find things that are moving in a current direction. I'll probably couple this in the long run uh, with an RSI, or maybe try to find inside bar on hour charts um, in stuff that is maybe 2 or 3 bars deep. But it's basically looking for places to buy in this side of it is looking for places to buy in an uptrend. That's what I want to use it for, is to find levels. This is just a random stock, but uh, finding levels here where I can buy in these uptrends is what I want to look for. So just having this, currently kind of seeing things that are killing it. Bark, another mention. Seeing things that are killing it, trying to grab it onto that, and then also being able to see things that maybe aren't doing so well. Excuse me, and are going to reverse. So those are the two things that I'm looking for there. These are currently, until they're coupled with other parameters, are more for after hours or pre-market, looking for things to continue, or looking for things that might reverse. So that's just the start of it. Did get it to you guys as soon as possible because I want you to be able to play with it. But this is definitely just a frame. Gonna need some more parameters. Again, whether you're an RSI guy, you play around earnings guy, anything like that, putting those parameters in there, something that we can work on together in the room. So use the RTL Academy page. We don't use it nearly enough. Excuse me, the RTL Insight page. If you got any questions, want help, or want to build some scanners, screeners, stuff like that, and we'll get going. But this right here seems like it's going to add a lot of opportunity, especially with the right parameters, if we do enter a bull market. All right, everybody. Hope you guys had a good weekend out there. Still kind of on that summer schedule for us. But our DMs and message boards always open. Just tag us if you need anything. Um, Take a voice chat, read the room, and everything else. Come up with a plan for the week. Still most important. Set some alerts, especially when there's a lot of fish out there in the water like this time. It's real nice just to have alerts set. That way, if you do get distracted by something else, you can not miss a play that you had set up. Most importantly, as always, respect the lines and read the room.